All right, can we rise for the pledge? We'll get started here. Can I get a roll call, Sandy?
Nathan Parchman.
Here.
Jessica Lotz.
Here.
Jim Blackburn.
Here.
Jim Campbell.
Here.
Todd Roach. Okay, we do have a quorum.
All right. Next item will be approval of the minutes. Could I get approval of the minutes from June 22nd?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes pass. All right, we'll move on now to items requiring council action, 2.1. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Items requiring action, 2.1. Sandy?
Thank you. So this resolution is one that we do annually, and it's normally done at the end of our fiscal year at a recommendation of our auditors so that we make sure that all of our expenditures are within our budget amounts. We wait until now because a lot of times there's bills that are still coming in that we have to accrue. So what this represents, we had several items, and again, these are by fund, not by line item. And so you'll see several here that, again, just because they're on the list does not mean we didn't have funds available. There might have been a transfer from reserves that we already knew about. They just, you know, because that line item itself went over, we have to reflect that. One of them was the TIF Green Mount. This is the first payment for the hospital's TIF development cost. This is the first year that we had enough TIF increment to actually start putting, based on the pecking order, what we pay back to HSHS at 50/50. And so we weren't expecting it, we didn't budget for it. We now know going forward, we will budget for it. So this is one that we need to do a budget amendment for. Same with TIF Scott Troy Road, additional property tax was received. Again, that's that TIF increment. So again, budget amendment. IMRF, there's $117,000. We went over budget based on the expenditure line item we budgeted. And this was not all misrepresentation of millions of dollars of wages. There was a 24-25 liability that had to be paid. There was a escalation. There was some additional IMRF fees that were due. And so this does not represent all salary. So just to let you know, we did not over budget for salary, so that has to be taken care of. EMS, the new ambulance was budgeted. It did come in a little higher, but also part of that ambulance was a Stryker stretcher, which was not part of their budgeted amount. And so at the end, it was over, so that needs to be approved. SSA 1 Georgetown, $900 over. And then our C's funds and police trust, both of those funds are on our budget. We do represent them on our budget. However, they are restricted funds that are maintained by the police department. And it's at the Kirk's discretion as to what is being paid. Those funds always come in, and we put an amount in to be spent, but the funds are available, and as his needs arise, those are spent. So this is something you've seen probably on every one of our budget amendments. So again, this is something that we do annually. The revenues are there to cover these expenses, but this resolution is basically authorizing a transfer of reserves to cover these expenditures in order to meet the requirements of our auditors.
Thanks, Sandy. Any questions from anybody on the committee? Council? All right. If not, I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Can we get a roll call?
Parchman?
Yes.
Lotz?
Yes.
Blackburn?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So that'll be on next week's council meeting.
All right. Thanks, Sandy. And then we'll move on to 2.2, and I think Grant, you're going to take this one?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a continuance of the conversation we had in the June Committee of the Whole regarding the referendum, or the draft referendum for the ballot in November. Just as a quick recap, the Library Board approved some language in working with their bond counsel. And so that language was brought to the council at the Committee of the Whole meeting. The committee provided some feedback that it was too long and wanted some other changes. We had somebody that wanted the median value to maybe be adjusted for a more accurate depiction of median values of today in O'Fallon. So the ballot language provided in the resolution, which the resolution was drafted by bond counsel, and I took out of there what the ballot language would look like. I've left some printouts for the council members and also in the back for anybody who wanted a version of it. So tonight at committee would be this committee make a recommendation to council whether to place this language at the next city council meeting for approval. The city council, if they choose to approve this, you are not approving financing of the bonds or to take out bonds. You are simply approving to place this question as an advisory question on the November election. Saying that, just a reminder that these are advisory since we are a home rule community. So the voters will make a determination and that will come back to the council for more conversation, deliberation, and eventually a decision. So with that, I'll take any questions if you have any.
Any questions from Grant from the committee? Council? Public? Yeah, Ron, come on up.
Ron Zilms, Ward 6. Much better. It's clear. I know what I'm getting. And it really is in alignment with, since 1990, like I say, with any other referendum advisory or not that's been on the ballot. The only question I have, and it may be a matter of semantics, the last version talked specifically about the library having saved $5 million. This one just talks, it sounds like the city of O'Fallon is going to dip into their reserves for $5 million. Just a clarification that the $5 million is not coming from the vast wealth of the city, it's coming from the $5 million that the library board has saved up. Is that correct?
That is correct. So
Okay.
the library funds are still under the umbrella of the city's
Right.
financials.
Okay.
So, I understand,
No,
absolutely, totally
I
understand. yeah.
thought that was the case, but I
Yes.
just want to make sure since it was specific in
Yeah,
the previous
part
one.
of this is capital they have kept in reserves and an endowment.
Yeah,
a
and
trust.
I'll be honest with you, I really think you got a better shot at this thing passing with this language than you did the previous one. That's just my opinion. Thanks.
I think the two pieces of advice we gave Ryan and the board was shorter, and it has to start with shall. So they did a good job.
All right. Anyone else have questions or comments? All right. Anything else, Grant, or?
No, that's it.
All right. With that, take a motion.
So moved.
Second?
We've got a motion and a second. Can we get a roll call?
Parchman?
Yes.
Lotz?
Yes.
Blackburn?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
All right. Motion passes. Then that's all the items we have for action. We do have the treasurer's report. Little note on that, that is through April 30th, which is our fiscal year for the city, so it ends on 4/30, so that's got the entire numbers for fiscal year 26. So a little note on that.
Just
Then-
to add their unaudited numbers, so.
Okay.
just- Yeah.
There you go. Unaudited numbers per Sandy. And then, so there's no action there. And then we do have the administration committee reports, grant funding, utility, and waste management. So on 3.1 or 3.2, any questions from the committee? Council? Public? Anything you want to add, Sandy? Nope. All right. And with that, it comes to 4, which is public comments. So if you have any public comments, please come up to the mic. You have 5 minutes to talk. Make sure it's on some topic with the finance administration. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Next meeting, go ahead.
Community Development, 6 PM.
want to leave and tell him that you're interested. He's like, let me know when he's ready. They're like more male than feminine. I think they're unisex.
All right, we will go ahead and call the Community Development Committee to order. We generally meet the second and fourth Mondays of each month. I'm Jessica Lotz, and I'm your representative from Ward 2. I'm the chairman of this committee. We have several staff members leading us tonight. We have Grant Lidekin, who's our city administrator, Abby, our community development coordinator, and Cameron, our community development analyst. I just made that up. I don't know if that's right. Looking over the agenda, it looks like we have one item that we'll vote on. Just a reminder, any votes taken tonight are advisory only. All items move out of committee to the full council for consideration. Anyone wishing to make comments will have several opportunities to do so. When an item is presented and discussed, I'll ask the committee, and then the council, and then the public if they have any comments that they'd like to make. And then there's also an opportunity at the end of the meeting for final public comments, and those can be about items on the agenda or not. Public comments are welcomed, and anyone speaking will have 5 minutes to tell us what they'd like. Please state your name and if you are a resident or not. Please address comments to the council and not to individual staff members or members of the public. And our goal is always to answer questions asked, but sometimes questions stump us and we need to look into them a little more, so we're happy to get back with you on any of those. And with that, we will get a roll call. Abby?
Campbell,
Here?
Mylard, Parchman,
Here.
Rosenberg,
Present.
Roach, Chair Lots.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Alrighty. Our first item is the approval of the minutes from our July 13th meeting. Those draft minutes are attached. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Are there any questions on the agenda? I'm sorry, on the minutes. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alrighty, our only item requiring council action is 2.1. This is a planned use for a potential O'Fallon Golf Studio. Cameron, I think you're presenting that?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, this is the planned use for O'Fallon Golf Studio, item 2.1. The planned use submittal, the location is at 715 Lake Point Center, and that's Suite 119, parcel ID 04-33.0-204-001. The applicants are Heather and Philip Vickery. They're proposing a 24-hour self-service indoor golf studio, which includes a single bay simulator, a lounge area, and a keypad entry system for bookings. The zoning is currently B1P, which is Planned Community Business District, and the proposed amendment for the planned use is to allow for the BYOB liquor license and also for a recreation or entertainment facility. We had some questions in Planning Commission about the BYOB Class I1 liquor license, so we addressed those here. Alcohol consumption with the I1 license is restricted between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. The police department responds to complaints of consumption within these hours, and the mayor, who also serves as the local liquor commissioner, has the authority to suspend or revoke the license. And for parking, they're utilizing existing parking, and no additional parking is required as it meets city code. The signage, the applicants are not asking for a signage variance as part of this planned use approval. Here's a look at the zoning map. As you see, it's a B1 planned unit at the site, the subject property, and then to the west is B2, to the south is B1, to the east is B1 PUD, and to the north you have B1 PUD as well, and to the northwest is SR2 zoning. For the future land use map, this site and the adjacent property to the west is general commercial. To the east is office and service. To the south is general commercial and office and service. And then to the northwest is low density residential. There are several adjacent properties. There's a lot of professional offices to the east. To the west is a firearms store. To the north is a professional office, and then more professional offices to the northeast as well. Looking at the conformity with the 2040 master plan, this creates unique places, historic attractions, and community events. O'Fallon Golf Studio is a new addition to the O'Fallon area. The addition of on-site consumption is anticipated to enhance the customer's experience at O'Fallon Golf Studio and contribute to the unique experiences found in O'Fallon. Looking at the conformity with the zoning ordinance, bulk regulations were identified in the original Lake Point Center Professional Park PUD. Any adjustments to this proposal will need to comply with the B1 zoning district or would require planned use approval. The proposed limited entertainment use to Lake Point Center will not have a significant impact on traffic, nor will it negatively affect adjacent properties. And staff recommends approval of the planned use with the following conditions. The planned use allows for on-site consumption, including BYOB and the previously approved ancillary retail alcohol sales. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for that. In order for us to move on to discussion, can we first have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All righty. Thank you, Cameron, for that. Questions from the committee?
I think I got the same concerns that anybody else is going to have with the BYO. And I know that public safety's looked at this. We don't have any, or do we have any other BYOB places that are similar to this?
We've got a number of BYOB license holders. This will be the first that has 24-hour access with no employees on site. When you talk about that, it'd be treated the same as any other liquor consumption facility. Our public safety department would do site checks, make sure they're in compliance, and if they violate any of the rules or restrictions, then they could potentially lose their local liquor license and the state liquor license.
I guess my concerns are that, you know, every other place that I can think of has staff on site to monitor the amount of people drinking. Does the city have any liability whatsoever? Since it's not monitored, if somebody gets
No,
alcohol poisoning or worse or whatever?
no.
Okay.
I'm really intrigued by this concept, but I'm having a hard time kind of putting it all together. So can you describe kind of like the business? I mean, I read about it in the published material, but since you probably worked with the applicants, can you talk about sort of the business model, the vibe behind it? Because it is pretty unique in a couple ways, but I'm always open to unique ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. Philip Vickery and his wife Heather came into my office and we did a pre-application meeting for this. He is an avid golfer himself, so he is looking for a facility that can be a year-round facility. They're also trying to make it to where this is for golfers that play like seriously, not just once a month, get together with buddies. This is where you can focus, practice on your game. He's actually going to be looking to see if he could do anything with the schools around here too for off seasons. So he's trying to make this like a private club. So reaching out to local golf courses and maybe advertising this as a membership to them. It's for the avid golfer to make sure you can keep up with your game in the off seasons. He also prefaced that he is retired military and golf was a huge impact to him for his PTSD. And he says that this facility could help others as well. 24/7 operation is starting out. He doesn't think that he needs the staff right now as he's continuing to grow. And I do want to preface on the BYOB as well. If Mr. Vickery and Mrs. Vickery decide to expand this and do additional bays throughout this site, they may have the opportunity to staff. And that is probably where the BYOB will be approved with insurance companies. They're going to have a difficult time getting that approved by the insurance companies to select them, with that being not a manned site. So typically what we're doing right now, the BYOB license is going through the plan use process right now, but it may not be utilized right away. It may be a future use. It's just to not have them go back through that plan use process.
So it won't stop them from wanting to open this business?
That is correct. It will not.
Any other questions from the committee? Questions from our colleagues on the council? Mr. Blackburn.
So I'm going to repeat my question, but is there any kind of agreement with public safety that they are allowed to access the facility? Say there's a report of 7 juveniles going in the middle of the day when there's no staff. Is there any type of access that's going to be provided professionally to public safety?
Yes, thank you. So Councilmember Blackburn asked if public safety would have access to the facility in case of emergencies. The answer is yes.
Well, I mean, you're saying emergencies, but 7 juveniles, I mean, okay. So they need it, are we getting like a professional code, I guess, is what I'm asking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Similar to a Knox box system.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the council? Any questions from the public?
Vermont Ward 3. I'm just trying to understand what you're trying to do now. Was that bring your own bottle into the facilities, what you're talking about?
Yeah, BYOB generally stands for Bring Your Own Beer.
Beverage.
Okay,
Beverage,
oh,
beverage, right.
beverage, okay.
Yeah.
And so, and then it's stated in there from 12 o'clock midnight to 5 in the morning, you're not supposed to be drinking in the place, correct?
Correct.
That is correct. That is the local liquor law.
Okay, and this, I'm trying to understand where this is also located. It's located next to where Ron and Joe's has weapons, and then that strip store along there?
Yes.
In that strip store, in how many units is he gonna take? Is it gonna be the whole building, or what?
No, just one to begin.
Just one section? Okay. I mean, I just think you're lighting a candle, okay?
Thank you for your comments. Any other questions from the public or comments?
I missed this. Was this part of a franchise, or is this like a one unique kind of location?
This is a one unique location.
So there's no success or failures to base this off of?
No, what you're seeing a lot in town and surrounding communities is privately owned simulators being installed in houses and garages and sheds. I think this is a way he wants to provide for people who may not have the means to, because these simulators are upwards of 50,000 plus. So wouldn't have the means to install that at home, but still wants to get practice consistently.
I would be concerned if there wasn't what you described as access made to public safety that's available, but with that, it's something I guess we'll have to monitor. Yeah, where's the success story, but I think it's unique.
I would say if the council feels that's a concern, to put a condition that access would be allowed, it would already happen, but if you want it in writing and codified, that access has to be provided to public safety during all operational hours.
It's probably a good idea for them to have a code, a perpetual code.
Yeah, like I said, it would happen administratively anyway, but if you guys want it codified, then I would say make a motion and amend it.
I'll make a motion that we amend it or require them to have a permanent code for, I believe that administratively that it'll happen anyhow, but I do think it's a good idea to be in there.
Sure.
I'm sorry, the new restaurant, I forget the name of it.
Can I get a second before you, or we'll forget to get a second? Is
Go
there a
ahead.
second for the amendment?
I'll second it.
All righty, go ahead, sorry.
It's okay. The new restaurant toward Lebanon, they have golf simulators in there. They're always busy, always. I mean, it's different because it's manned and all that, but I think they have 2 of them. I've been in there couple times, and they are always busy. I mean, there's a lot of interest in these things.
We do need a roll call for that motion.
Yep, so right now there is a motion with a second on the floor to take what would normally happen administratively and actually put it as part of a written requirement that that public safety has a professional code giving them access to the building 24/7. Alrighty, so we will vote on that amendment first.
Campbell?
Yes.
Parchman?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Affirmative?
Lots?
Yes,
Thank you.
alrighty.
And as a reminder, since these are advisory, if the committee now votes to approve the item as presented, it will appear on the council agenda in its original form, and a member would have to make a motion to approve the committee's recommendation to add that.
Thank you for that reminder. Mr. Blackburn?
Sorry, would the amendment be for 24/7 or just during liquor license hours, or?
I would say any time of operation, I believe, is how it was.
Could be someone in there, okay. I'm gonna be quiet now, I promise.
Yeah. All right. So now we need to vote on the motion as amended. So we'll take a roll call on it.
Campbell?
Yes.
Parchman?
Yes.
Rosenberg?
Affirmative.
Chair Lots?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have another slide for us on next steps?
So this will go to first reading at City Council on Monday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. From there, it would go to second reading at the Community Development Committee, which would be August 10th, but the time at 6 p.m., but the time may vary. And then second reading at City Council on Monday, August 17th at 6 p.m.
Great. All right. Seeing as there's no other business on the agenda, we will move on to item 4, which is public comments. Is there anybody that would like to address the council? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comments. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
See you there in a minute.